so you don't have to get ready.
The Star.
Yeah, y'all already know. Seven the pan. That dude Fizz on the beat. Yeah. We live in entertainment. Sound change. Crown the kings, homie. This is where it get ill. About to have the tip off live as a tip drill. From the court to the diamond, to the track, to the big skin, flying around the field, starting five forever, keeping it real. If it matters in the world of sports, jeans and long sleeves, they taking no shorts. Hot to death, oh yes, these other sports podcasts live as a froze corpse. Biz market wave, the starting five goes off. No matter who you cheer for, emotions out the window, they analyzing with clear thoughts. They take it way deeper than the force ever. No longer got any use for the four letters. The latest news, score stats and the view from the sideline. Ain't no guideline, it's just the truth. Yeah, no need to dig for a pardon line. It's always in season. The people start five. We going in on three. Run the baseline, start five. We got what you need. If the sports news you see, we don't waste time. We talking cause we live it. We got what you need. We going in on three. Run the baseline, start five. We got what you need. And y'all know me, seven sign. I'm the illest cat spit. I got what you need.
We back with more of what you need. The last episode of the year. This is the Star 5 podcast. It's your boy, the mayor, that DJ named Ace 5, your mom's favorite fat guy, definitely from the deepest, darkest Africa, surrounded by people who try to colonize everywhere they move, but I digress on that. As always, hit that box next to TJ's head, the Hook Shrub box. Hookshrub.com, 20% off your order using the code starting 5. And as I point to the same person who's smoking what I'm about to light up, what up?
What up? What's up, gentlemen? Hope you had a good holiday and birthday, Mr. Dinkins. Hope your holiday was good. Just speaking of Lisper, he had a hectic holiday, it seems, with the kids in Florida. But it worked out. Glad to hear it. And yeah, my holiday was good. My daughter's home, so anytime I get to see her, it's always a good thing. Can't complain about that. And I got some good cigar gifts this year. I got 2 traveling humidors, one a big one to like take on longer trips, one to carry like 3 cigars in. So I'm really excited to use those this year. I'm really happy about that. They really hit the nail on the head this year with the Christmas gifts. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, it's been a good holiday. It's unseasonably warm out here today, and that's why I'm outside smoking a cigar, because it's like 51 degrees with high humidity, and I'm not complaining in the middle of December, but it is what it is. I can smoke outside. I'll take it every day. And that's it. What's up, Lisper?
What's up? I got some good. I got a good gift for Christmas. But I paid for it because I got to take all of the children to Disney World, and it's hectic, but I enjoy it. You know what I mean? I enjoy that time with my children. And I was upset because me and Brittany is not on the same page, and so this year she couldn't go, and she thought that was going to affect the trip, and I was like, hold my beer and my condoms, because I'm going on this trip and I'm taking these kids, and I don't give a fuck. And I thought, like, damn, I'm going on this trip without Brittany. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be bad. In actuality, it was. I don't want to say it was better, but it was like a different vibe, because now I felt more in love. I felt more involved. I felt more like when it's all
You had
the
them
kids.
all to yourself, bro. You had them all to yourself.
And it was great. Now, financially, it was a hurt piece, because she was like, if I ain't going, I ain't got no money. You know what I mean? But so financially, I was like, Brittany was here. But as far as the trip is concerned, we didn't miss a beat, bro. We ain't miss a beat, and I appreciate that. And I just did my year in episode of my podcast, Lister podcast, right? And I was just thinking about you guys because I was thinking that it was crazy that I'm going into a new year. I'm going into a new season of a Lister podcast. I'm going into the new podcast, and the Dan's going to start. I'm doing to start 5. And to just think a few months ago, 2024 wasn't going to be none of this for me. I wasn't going to be doing none of this. And now my New Year's resolution is to talk more shit. You know what I mean? It's wild how a couple of months and a couple of situations can turn your whole life around, bro.
Could change 3 months can change your life forever, brother. That's all it
True
takes.
indeed.
Three
All it,
months.
all,
3 months.
all it takes is one gunshot.
Um,
All it takes is all it takes is one gunshot or one push to the face and knockout. It
yeah.
definitely
Okay,
does.
I'm glad you said what you said about the kids with the trip, because that's how I felt when I went on my first adult trip with my daughter last year. It was just me and her, and that was just an awesome time. We bonded differently than we normally would have bonded, like when I normally see her. So I get what you're saying. The feeling was just it was just love, and you was happy, the kids was happy, my daughter was happy. I get exactly what you're saying. It's just a different vibe when it's just you and them by yourself, and you
Yeah,
you
but
know
it's
you
different
you,
because
you
you got
share
an
stuff
adult
that you're
though.
not going to share with nobody else in that moment.
It's different
Well,
for you
yeah. Well, I'm
because you have
saying
a
no.
whole
I'm just
adult.
saying. Yeah, yeah, it is. But I'm just saying. I just understand his vibing with his kids because he had them all
Yeah,
together
yeah,
to
yeah.
himself. So that's what I was.
True indeed.
That's what I was trying to say. But yes, when they're all adults, they'll be paying for their own shit. So he'll be happy with that.
no, they
Word.
won't. Your daughter pay for her own shit because you'll be like, they won't pay for their own shit. Not when they going with me.
Well,
I
my
got
Maybe they'll all
holiday.
chip in and take you on vacation.
I mean, I got two grown ones that's still listen. My oldest daughter, 25, right, and she got her own money, but I'll still get that random dad cash at me $20 real quick. She don't even need it. You know what I mean? It's just the thought of like her dad's gonna give her $20. You know what I mean? Bullshit, bro.
Hmm,
Yes, been there,
that was my
been
daughter
there,
the
done
other
that.
day.
Yes, sir.
That was my daughter the other day. It was literally the day after Christmas, and she's like, "Oh, Dad, I got." She's like, "I had this much money," and then texts me, "Dad, can you give me some money so I can have money to go to my travel meet?" I was like, "What the hell? Like, what the hell did you do with all your?" She was like, "I bought pants." I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah," because the girl needed clothes. Plus, she bought her throwing shoes and stuff on her own because she had more
Nice,
than enough money to do it. So, but yeah, now my
nice.
holiday
That's
was it
good.
was the holiday for me. It is what it is. Like it's just it ain't about me. The kids are happy. That's what counts. Yeah, I turned 44, which it didn't feel like no other day, and it
Congrats.
was just chill. It was just chill mode. It was just chill mode. I told y'all about the other shit. As far as like I wish I could have caught the vid, but we on YouTube, so I'm not gonna say that name because I don't
Hmm.
know if they still busting balls about that. But no, it was. I mean, my birthday every year. Again, the world's holiday every year for those who celebrate it. Like it is what it is. Like I don't. It's all about the kids. It's all about my daughters growing and trying to make sure they enjoy the birthday better than I do or I did. You know what I'm saying? Because it's again my perspective on it is it's my birthday, yes, but it's the world's holiday. I can't really do much on my day when we got to go be with the family. You know what I'm saying? And not that I had to travel
Hmm.
far. I only had to go right next. Only have to go right next door. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Like it was all right. What I'm working on tonight, I got my birthday gift of the iPhone 15 upgrade, and then
Nice.
the one thing because I didn't really ask for anything, but my wife ended up getting tickets to the Eagles Giants the last uh, game of the season. So
Mm.
like I'm not I'm
Can
thankful for it. It's cool. We're gonna go. She was asking me the other day, who you taking with you? I was like, you. Didn't you just say that I haven't brought you to a game or nothing yet? Like you got them, we go, you know. But my Christmas gift was better to her was better than anything else because I got her, and I'll preface it like this: the reason why my wife loves black men is because of Boyz II Men. I ain't saying nothing she ain't say out loud. But the reason why my wife loves black men is because of Boyz II Men. And Boyz II Men is going to be about 5 minutes away from us on Staten Island at the St. George Theater. So got her Boyz II Men tickets so you can see them live.
Hmm.
Oh, she must have been ecstatic.
Yeah, yeah. So and
That's
all
dope.
that is,
That's dope. Hey Dan, you mentioned something just a few minutes ago. Can we speak about your Eagles almost blowing that game to my Giants? Was that Monday night? That was atrocious, bro. What's going on with the
dude,
squad, man?
you seen we went from remember how I was talking earlier in the season where it's like, yo, it should be scary the fact that we're figuring it out. Like we're going down in the
Hmm.
first half of these games all the beginning of the year, but we're finding ways to win. Now that problem the other day was we were like last year where we took the nice big lead early, and then it was like we were trying to find ways to lose. Now the pick six, Dallas Goddard fucking slipped. So that might have been like a batted pass or something.
You're right.
But after that, it was just like that's why I made the Facebook post. Yes, I'm back on Facebook. But that's why I made the Facebook post of like, yo, this team is looking like a first round exit. So now, I mean, to be honest with you, we need to hope that the 49ers lost to fucking Baltimore.
They
We
got
need them to
trashed.
lose to the Rams, and we just need to win these last two games to be all right, and then we might be able to get the one seed back. We need to win. We need to win out just to stay above Dallas, which that to me is everything. It's just stay above Dallas.
None of it matters.
Hmm.
None of it matters. Eagles are not a Super Bowl team this year, and that's all I got to say. Because they're gonna make the playoffs because they're already in the playoffs, basically, right? So I can't talk no shit about what they do in the regular season no more. They're in the playoffs, and that's the goal. But they's a first round. They're a first round exit. They're not a Super Bowl team, and it's to my delight to say that. My delight. Okay.
Ed said the problem is that the league is starting to figure out Danny DeVito. He said, I refuse to learn his government name until I'm impressed. Should have just tanked for picks. I agree, and that's part reason why they went to fucking Tyrod Taylor. Which
Oh, he's
side note, do y'all remember when Tyrod Taylor was supposed to be the next Vic when he came out?
yeah, I do. I remember that. But the
Yeah,
next
yeah.
Vic ain't shit because Vic wasn't shit for real. Y'all hyping Vic up. Vic wasn't that good. Y'all
I
been
don't know
hyping
what you're
Mike
talking
He
Vick.
about,
couldn't.
but okay.
Mike Vick is not that good of an NFL quarterback, dude. Like
He played on a
what
lot of
Mike
shitty
Vick?
teams, brother. He played on a lot of
And
shitty teams.
that's that
It
part
wasn't just
plus,
Mike Vick.
Time out,
It was.
time
It
out.
was.
Y'all, no, seriously. So Mike Vick being shitty, y'all just gonna keep blaming on teams. There was never a time when Mike Vick was good. So why y'all saying he good if we don't know? Y'all saying okay, he always been on shitty teams, so we
yeah,
don't know if that's good or not. Y'all act
I
like
think
that man was a bum,
my bad. I'm gonna let you finish.
Mike
You
Vick
got
won
your
a
you
lot of
got your
games by
thoughts
himself.
dude,
just off of
dude.
his legs, but
Mike
Mike
Vick.
Vick, Mike Mike Vick became a better quarterback when he came out of jail and came to Philadelphia. He played the position much
Yes, he
smarter.
did.
Back in the Atlanta days, it was like TJ said. He didn't have like the best weapons to even throw the ball to. The offensive line was so good. That's why he had to do so much fucking running. But the man was more spectacle. He was more special attraction type player but had the ability to win.
Also, Dan, he was not a man of his craft. He admittedly said several times he did not study tape. So you gotta. That's one knock against him as well. I give you that. He'd have been so much better than he could have ever been if he just took his job seriously in the Atlanta days. But he was just going off of pure skill and adrenaline. And then, like you said, when he came back after doing his dog time, he appreciated his job a lot more, and he took more time to study defenses and read coverages and stuff like that. Because this dude was making some wild ass throws. He always had an arm, but he was just never accurate. He couldn't throw an accurate ball to save his life. But he was
So
a
here,
good quarterback. He just didn't take his craft seriously. I'm not gonna
so
knock him
who,
on that.
well, I'm gonna ask you this question then. As far as quarterbacks who can run, like running quarterbacks who have the ability to run, right? Who was your standard? Who's the standard for the rushing quarterback in NFL history? Who's your
Randall
standard?
Cunningham. Randall Cunningham. Randall
Yeah,
Cunningham was my standard because he was the first
Okay,
one to do it with skill.
no,
Randall,
Fred, Tarkenton was one of the first.
dude.
Or was it
Didn't
Tarkenton
nobody
Well,
from
I didn't. I
Seattle?
couldn't. I couldn't.
didn't
Right,
nobody watch
right,
no
right.
Fred
No,
Tarkenton, Dan?
Tarkenton.
Dan trying to
And
educate. We ain't talking about education. You talking to us. We talking
no,
shit, brother.
no, you're not talking about education. We always gonna educate over here. But no, yeah, the first no, the standard bearer absolutely is fucking Randall Cunningham. And Randall Cunningham, though we couldn't really get nowhere over the hump with him, he re-revolutionized the position of that scramble and running, can do it all type quarterback.
Okay, and
Remember, the
then
man's got a 77-yard punt in his career too. 70 plus yard punt in his career.
so you got Randall as a standard. Then you got guys like John Elway who can get his run on. You got guys like Steve Young who can get his run on.
Yep.
Guys like that, right?
Jeff
Mike
Garcia.
Vick,
Jeff
Mike
Garcia
Vick
was
is
a
not in
running
that
quarterback.
tier. Mike Vick is not in that tier of talent.
Well, all you
But look
did
at
just
the
now,
guys you name it and the teams they played for,
and
bro.
thank you.
Look
Thank
at the
you.
teams they played
I'm
for,
talking
bro.
You're
about
not
them as
looking at the whole
players,
Steve
picture.
Dan.
Young played on the Buccaneers and he was shit. Steve Young started his career with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and they were trash, bro. They were pure
Peyton Manning,
Jeff
ass. It
Jeff
was
Peyton Manning was
Steve Young
Jeff
trash
and
too.
nobody
Garcia.
else.
Jeff Garcia and the Buccaneers. Trash. Was able to run around in
Trash.
Philadelphia for a little bit.
They they went to San Francisco and it revolutionized the game, bro. It changed the whole game for them.
What Tyrone
Changed the
just
whole game
did.
for them. Except
What
Warren
Tyrone
Moon,
just hold
but
on.
Warren Moon didn't
See,
really run like that.
this is where Tyrone be talking about we be jumping him. Because he comes with outlandish fucking shit and then specifically directed his comments to two people who won Super Bowls. And like TJ said, look at the fucking teams around him. Look at the teams around him.
Listen, all right. Let me
Those
just say
San
this.
Francisco teams have monster
Any
defenses, bro.
any good
Monster
any
defenses.
but here's the thing. Any good quarterback in NFL history, of the whole history of the NFL, any good quarterback, and TJ, I'm directing this to you. Every good quarterback
Yeah, I
shows
know.
times when they are great. If they're a good quarterback or a great quarterback, they show those times. No matter what, no matter if their teams or nothing. And we have not seen, I have not seen flat, I have not seen the times of greatness from Mike Vick, no matter what kind of team he had. And I'm directing this to you, TJ, because Eli Manning stinks, right? Eli Manning stinks. He was a
Bro,
terrible quarterback. But
bro, bro.
Even Eli Manning had times where I was like, whoa, Eli looking good. Eli might be all right. I don't
Eli can't
so
you you can't say Eli stinks when he was a top 10 quarterback in the league at his time. You can't
he
suck if
wasn't
you're a top
though.
10 quarterback.
He was
That's not
never that.
sucks. That's
He
not
was never,
suck, bro.
he was
He
never
was
that.
yes, he was. He was a top 10 quarterback in passing yards.
Stink,
And I'm telling you,
stink,
bro.
because he didn't
I'm
miss
telling you.
games.
But
He gets a lifetime
but
achievement award.
but But you didn't see no greatness in Steve Young and Jeff Garcia when they were on the Tampa Bay
But
Buccaneers.
but he's
Get the hell out of here.
I'm saying
Them
that.
teams were like
I'm saying
four and
that.
12, bro. They were like they
Yeah,
barely
but
won 5 games a year. What
during his
greatness are you
career,
seeing in 5 wins a year,
I'm
bro?
saying that
Come
during
on, man.
Steve Young's career, we finally saw greatness. During anybody's career, all these quarterbacks that we talking about, during their career, if they was great, we got a chance to see some greatness. We never got a
And
chance to see greatness out
You
of
got
Mike
to
Vick.
see some
We saw
greatness
some
in
good
Vic.
shit.
and
You got to see some greatness in Vic when he went to
Dude,
Philly. You got to see some
Peyton
greatness
Manning
in
was
Vic
one
when
and
he went
15.
to Philly.
Peyton Manning was 1-15, and look what he did.
well, again,
And
can I
time out,
repeat
hold on,
again?
time out,
No,
time
you're
out.
long-winded right now. Let me
I didn't
respond
see
to
no
some of your
no.
blasphemous statements.
I'm not being long-winded. I
He,
didn't see no great. You just
he
said
said
that we
no.
saw greatness in Mike Vick in Philly. I didn't see no greatness in Mike Vick in Philly. I saw some good shit. Wasn't no greatness.
Again, because
Greatness.
All
we've
right.
had this conversation before. Because as you say, if you didn't win the championship, you didn't do anything. So that means every quarterback who didn't win a Super Bowl didn't do nothing. That means in my head, you're not saying it, but in my head, you're saying Jeff Hostetler and fucking like who was some other fucking quote unquote, and I don't call these people bums because you made it to the league. But you're talking Jeff Hostetler and other people, they've done great things because they won the Super Bowl. But once again, the aspect to everything that you are leaving out of the equation, Trent Dilfer definitely, but the aspect you are leaving out of the equation is it's a team game. Look at the combined teams that both of those guys had compared to. Even when we say Eli Manning is a bum, I don't think Eli Manning is the greatest quarterback ever, but did he do the damn thing to win them championships? Absolutely. Those Giants teams got hot at the right time. But when you look at their fucking defenses and look at the rest of the teams, it explains why. Like whoever Facebook user is, once again, streamyard.com/Facebook so we can know who you are. Please go do that. When you mention Trent Dilfer, you don't even mention Trent Dilfer when you talk about that Baltimore Ravens team. You talk about the other side of the ball. You talk about the other side of the ball
You
that
want to
one
talk about
that
a game
really
manager?
won them. The-
That was a game manager right there.
I'm
That was a game
I'm
manager right there. Because you couldn't
I'm gonna
ask
shut this
Trent
down.
Dilfer to win a game.
I'm gonna shut this down right now. I got a podcast episode on this
No, you're not.
podcast that talks about the Eagles, right? And talks about the Eagles. And you know what the podcast is
no,
called?
yeah,
Dreaming. Hold on, it's called Dreaming. And you know
I
why it's
heard it.
called Dreaming? Because the Eagles were calling themselves the Dream Team at that time. So Mike Vick had a dream team and didn't win with a dream team. You understand me? Remember that?
You know,
Didn't they
and
say
no,
dream team?
I
But they lose
and I'm
again.
glad. I'm my bad. Keep going, because I listened to that episode and I refrained from calling you in that episode because you were giving no facts in that episode other than the one fact that you completely missed on. Again, I'm getting there with my team, my bad, but the one fact that you completely missed on is the media ran with what a backup fucking quarterback in Vince Young said. Oh, it looks like we look like we could be a dream team. And then it became the dream. It became the most blown out of proportion shit when real fucking fans like myself knew we had a dream team on paper. And that was only what the offense kind of looked like. But did we perform like one? Fuck no. We looked like shit. We looked like shit. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't get
We
I
looked
didn't
like
get facts
absolute
on that
shit.
episode. I didn't get facts on that episode. I used actual stats, real stats, the
No,
numbers
you
don't
no
lie.
you no like you normally say you don't even use numbers. You use your opinion,
But I
and that's
did
fact.
though. I used numbers because the numbers are my opinion. Anyway,
You see? And this is the bullshit he be talking people when he says we gang up on him. It's we don't
because
try to
always
gang up on you. I love when you come with the blasphemy and then it's like you expect us to agree sometimes. Come on, nah, sometimes it ain't gonna happen. And that's okay. Because
It's
it's what we do
opinion.
here, like you said.
It's opinion
yo,
over facts. It's
look at that
opinion over
comment.
facts for you.
That comment. Hey Ed, Hey Ed, you being very blasphemous right now, and Dan don't even want to point it out that he talking about
No,
me. But
TJ,
Ed,
because TJ put it up. Because TJ put it up. I didn't put that up.
TJ, that's
That's right.
blasphemy.
That's right.
No, it's
That's
not.
That's what they
blasphemy.
got.
Who was a better
It's not.
Giants quarterback than Eli Manning, Tyrone? Hold on,
Two
TJ.
Phil
Super
Sims.
Who
Bowl
was
MVP?
Phil Sims.
Phil Sims?
Never.
Absolutely. He's a better fucking TV analyst.
He's a better quarterback
And
than
that's
Eli.
debatable.
No.
No, he's
Oh
not.
my God. Jeff
No.
No,
And I
he's
Hostetler
love
not.
Phil
played for the
Sims.
Giants. Jeff Hostetler played for the Giants.
And he had one hot year. He had, as we said, one hot album every 10-year average.
Man,
He's
Daniel
not better
Jones
than
is better
Eli.
than Eli.
And that was it. That
I
was
couldn't
it,
even say
dog.
that straight. Daniel Jones is not better than Eli, but
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
that,
you were
that
smoking
second one was
something other
mid.
than these cigars. But yeah, nah, my
um,
Eagles though, they just we look like a first round exit. That's all. That's just kind of how
and
we look.
will be, and will be.
That's fine. You feel that way. I won't be upset at it because, like I said,
You
when
feel
in our
that way
predictions,
too. You
all
feel
I
that way
all I
too.
said all I said in my prediction was I just want a good showing and win the division. And right now, we had a great showing in the beginning of the year, and we still can win the division. I'm not out here screaming, "Oh, Super Bowl, Super Bowl." I don't do that no more because that's how you build high just to get shot straight down off the Empire State Building. I don't like those emotions. I think level headed. I think realist. That's it. That's it. But fuck that. Fuck that for now, man. Yeah, we look like shit. Hopefully, we don't look like shit the last game of the season, because we're gonna have to play everybody because we need to win the fucking division. We're gonna have to play everybody. I do not want to hear nobody talk about Dallas won the division this year. I don't want to hear that shit. TV, Tyrone, yeah, you know as is already. TV talks enough about Dallas where it's like it's like they want Dallas to be at the top of fucking everything right now, but it ain't happening.
Because Dallas is America's team. Y'all can't keep denying that. Dallas is on in everybody's mouth. The stars, world famous. Everywhere I've been in the world and during the army of my travels, there's always Cowboy fans. Everybody knows the Cowboys. Everybody knows the star. The Cowboys is America's team, bro. That's what they mean when they say America's team. That's what they mean. The Cowboys are the team of the NFL that represents America everywhere. And so they represent America in our media. They represent America all over the world. So when people say, "Oh, how can Cowboys be America's team?" That's how, because they are. It is what it is.
Yeah, America's right down. I'll give you that much.
Anyway,
You back,
so
TJ? You good now? TJ
he
came
might be
back and
frozen.
froze again.
I guess so. It's looking
But
frozen.
but anyway, man, before we get into, like, we're gonna, I mean, this isn't the year in review like normal. This is, as I called it, the year in review prequel. So we're gonna get into in a little bit, in a little while later, kind of what we're gonna build the show live for y'all tonight. We're gonna build our year in review prequel. I mean, year in review proper. We're gonna build it tonight with, but we'll do that a little bit later. What else does anybody else got on their mind for tonight so far? Tyrone, you're the only one here because TJ keep freezing.
Um, I really, really, really this been burning me up. I want to talk about my man Deontay Wilder because my man has really literally fucked up boxing, and it's crazy because I like boxing and I was a fan of the heavyweights, and the heavyweight division has been fucked up for so long, and I was relying on Wilder to bring it back, and he completely fucked it up. Not only losing the Fury, but then talking shit after he lost the Fury, talking shit, accusing that man of cheating, talking shit about how he was better than, talking shit about Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? This man was talking shit on Mike, talking shit on Fury, talking shit on Joshua, talking all this shit and talking about how he's still the man in the heavyweight division. And he went out and got his ass whooped, lost every round. The most dangerous man in boxing, who claims to be the most dangerous man in boxing, knew by round 8 that he was losing a fight, knew he needed a knockout, and couldn't get it from a man who was still trying to fight him, even though he had won the fight. That dude could have ran the whole rest of the fight. He did. He stood in there and still rumbled. And you call yourself the most dangerous man in boxing, and you had 4 rounds to knock a motherfucker out and couldn't even touch him. Now your next fights with Joshua and all that shit you set up is going to be bullshit now. It's all for nothing. So Deontay Wilder, if he would have kept his mouth shut, maybe he could have redeemed himself. But now, because he talked so much shit, and now he literally has fucked up the whole heavyweight division because now none of his fights even matter. You know what I mean? So I'm pissed off about that. I
He's
am.
washed. He's washed. He's
So,
washed. That's point blank period. Nobody's going to take a fight from him unless it's some tomato cans trying to get their name up. He's done. That fight he fought over last week or the week before was awful. I even watched the whole thing and watched the highlights, and I could tell how bad it was. It was just pure awful. It was disgusting. It was an embarrassment. It was embarrassing. Put it like that. It was embarrassing. So
dude,
I mean, he's done. You're right. He's done. He's done. It doesn't even make sense. Nobody can give a shit what he says. He can talk shit about it, whoever he wants. His word is not valid anymore in the sport. He's done.
but now he's got a fight set up with Joshua that's like, who's watching it? You know what I mean? Who cares now? Who cares? Joshua got washed up now. He's washed up.
He's
Who
gonna
cares?
get knocked
And,
out.
and you know how bad it was? My man was swinging haymakers in the 11th round when dude wasn't even in range to get hit with him. He just would go out there and just swing a haymaker, hoping that my man walked into it or something. That's how bad it was. He swung haymakers when my man wasn't in
Tired
range.
because he can't box.
Like the kind of punch where you know how you swing and you miss and you almost spin
The
yourself
man
before you
has
get it
never
down.
learned how to box.
Nope. It was
Okay.
real bad,
I'm
man.
and that's why when I saw it and I
You
heard
gotta,
about that loss,
yes,
I
you have to
was just
box.
like, uh, yeah, word. But now when I heard about that loss, I immediately ran to our group message. And I said, I was like, yo, so how irrelevant does it make Wilder Joshua now? And to be honest with you, both fighters and promoters, one should be ashamed of themselves, and two should be embarrassed that they did not allow this to happen sooner. Because what this now gave me, because these two now are going to fight because they ain't got nobody else. Now they're going to fight because they got nobody else. So now when they fight, this reminded me of Mayweather Pacquiao because Mayweather waited, and then finally got Pacquiao when it already felt irrelevant, but it was still a mega fight that the sport needed. That's the difference. This Joshua and Wilder is not the mega fight anymore. It's that is done. But I
You
like
know,
what Ed said here is Francis Ngannou will help him draw that money.
but he's going to destroy Wilder though. And Ngannou is going to destroy
And
Wilder.
that's
And Ngannou almost beat Fury. He's going to destroy Wilder. It's not even going to be close because
and,
Ngannou actually can box.
and this is what's frustrating. This is what's frustrating about the sports. None of these guys fight when they're at the top of the food chain to make these super fights happen. They want to draw this shit out 2 or 3 years later. Nobody wants to watch this shit 2 or 3 years later because something always happens. Somebody gets hurt, somebody breaks
TJ,
a hand, they don't come back
real
the same. Somebody gets knocked out, and
The
it's
only
bullshit.
real
Like
quick,
nobody
Tyrone.
wants to
Real
watch
quick,
this fight
Tyrone.
after that. They should fight when
Real
they're
quick.
both on top.
And this is why I've always said, and I know Jamal, who's not here, shout out to the brother, he disagreed, but this is why I always said that boxing needs a league. Boxing needs somebody they need somebody overarching to combine these federations together to make these fights happen. That's why we could say whatever we want about Dana White in the UFC when he was in full control over it. But when the fans wanted to see a certain fight, Dana White made sure it happened. Now, the pay scale and all that, that got nothing to do with us or what we talking about. But Dana White would make fights happen. Part one, when they're hot. Two, sometimes when the fans wanted it. But it was more because it would be such a hot topic. How could you miss out on that kind of draw? So that's why I always think that boxing needs some type of league, in my opinion. But go ahead, Tyrone.
The you brought up Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao, and the only thing that made that different was the way it was set up. It worked out for me because Floyd fought De La Hoya, and De La Hoya gave Floyd all he was asking for in that fight. And Floyd won a split decision with De La Hoya, but De La Hoya looked good in that fight against Floyd, and I was like, wow, De La Hoya still got it. And Floyd won a split decision, right? And then De La Hoya fought Pacquiao, and Pacquiao destroyed De La Hoya, like wiped the floor with him. So when Pacquiao wiped the floor with De La Hoya and Floyd struggled with him, it kind of got me interested in that Floyd Pacquiao fight again because I'm like, Pacquiao still got something for Floyd,
Right, right. But
and
how
hitting
long
him
did
out
it
that
wait
way.
though? But how
No,
long
no,
did it wait?
they fought right after that, like recently after that. But the buildup was there because of their both of their fights with De La Hoya. It builded them back up. Now the fight was disappointing, but the buildup for Floyd versus Pacquiao was still there, even though it should have been years before that. They did build it up with their De La Hoya fights.
Yeah, well, we get TJ put this comment up, but I want to get to this other one that Ed asked. He said that's why Javante and Crawford should get their flowers for stepping up and fighting their contemporaries. Absolutely, and they absolutely did get their flowers because it was a necessary fight for its time. But this comment here, he said, "Do you think with Endeavor buying Top Rank solves that issue? There are rumors TKO Endeavor will add Top Rank to UFC and WCW purchase. Um, I see. I'm Endeavor is scaring me right now when it comes to the world of the sports entertaining as a whole because Endeavor also just bought the TV deal and streaming rights for TNA wrestling also. So are they gonna like absorb everybody? Are they gonna absorb everything and everybody? Now, them buying Top Rank, I don't see how that's a problem solver for boxing just yet, unless they decide to go in and recraft they try to recraft the whole boxing model, you know. Like I mean, boxing could use something like what the PFL does, the Professional Fighting League does. You know what I'm saying? Where they fucking do tournaments and some shit like that. Like boxing to me needs just one overarching. They need control. They need some way to control to make fights happen.
Well,
Guarantee certain monies and stuff like that. They need to make things. They need to make fights happen. Not allow people to fucking cherry pick and choose when they feel they're ready. And then you get Wilder and Joshua. It's past its prime. People who love boxing are going to care. They're not really going to get the fringe audience anymore because it's no longer a big fight.
well, that's what I agree with you on this aspect of it. Can Endeavor buying Top Rank put a situation where Endeavor got money or got ways to say, hey, we want this fight to happen and we can make it happen. Because every time we hear about these big fights that don't happen in time, we hear, oh, they couldn't figure out the money, they couldn't figure out the stipulations, they couldn't figure out this. So is Endeavor a company that can go to Top Rank and say, hey, listen, Top Rank, we want this guy to fight this guy. If the money ain't right, we'll make the money up. Whatever this guy wants, we'll pay him. We'll give the difference. Whatever the promotion is offering, we'll add the difference to it so that this guy can pay. Take away the bullshit. If Endeavor can be able to take away the bullshit, then we'll know if these boxers is really about their life. Because a lot of these boxers are claiming that other boxers is ducking them, the money ain't right, and they give up all these excuses. So if Endeavor can take away the excuses and then fights still don't happen, then we will be able to look at the boxers and go, Endeavor said they was going to pay the money. Endeavor said they was going to waive the weight. Endeavor said they was going to do all this stuff, and you still ain't fight, my man. So you bitching. You know what I mean? You is literally bitching. There's no excuse for it. If they could do something like that, I'm for that shit. Because every time we don't get these fights, it's always a bullshit excuse. It's never, oh, they don't want to fight each other. It's always they want to fight, but they can't. The business part of it is messing it up.
That's the promoters. That's the promoters. That's the red tape. That's the bullshit, man. That's the
My
promoter
bad, y'all.
stepping in and not letting these fights happen. It's not the
That
boxing.
part.
Go ahead.
Well, some I think some of it is it's definitely it's almost a 50-50, 60-40 split. I think 60 I would go 60-40 promoter over boxer, but it's just I mean when you get Joshua versus Ruiz, like you get moments like that. You get Joshua versus Ruiz, who takes some of the steam out of your sailboat, or takes some of the wind out of your sailboat, and then that drops your stock a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It propped up Ruiz for like 5 minutes, but it takes some stock out of your. I mean, it takes some stock out of your portfolio for a minute because you just took that hard L. And then Wilder losing to this guy who, yo, it goes to show you we haven't even said the guy's name because I don't even remember it. I don't even remember it. The fight looked like a charity fight. It didn't even look like a legit fight. It looked like Wilder was taking this like, oh, this should be an easy breeze, and it wasn't. Go ahead,
That's
Tyrone.
how that's how
Is
he
any
was
fighter an
taking it.
easy breeze though?
No, that's what he thought. That's how he was taking it, right? But I'm saying to y'all that I wasn't disappointed in him taking it as the easy breeze. I wasn't disappointed in him getting beat up a little bit. I expected him to get beat up a little bit. I expected him to take this fight lightly. But I'm saying to y'all that when the eighth round came, and my man knows for a fact that he lost 7 motherfucking rounds, and his only chance to win is to take this guy out, and he couldn't do it. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 rounds, he couldn't take my man out. That's my problem. Yeah, it was an easy, you thought it was an easy breeze, you underestimated him, he started beating you up. But when you knew for a fact now that this motherfucker was serious, when you knew for a fact that you had to knock this man out, when you were around there saying that you got the most dangerous right hook in the business, and you didn't get that goal, you didn't accomplish that, and my man didn't run from you, he didn't run. He had to fight in a bag, and he did not run. He was toe to toe. He stood there and still rumbled your ass. You can't talk no more shit, bro. You can't talk no more shit.
Well, this just goes
Word.
back to being Deontay not being a boxer, man. He's just a slugger, man. He's a one hitter quitter, and if he connects, your ass might go down. But boxing is just more than throwing haymakers and hoping you connect, man. It's a true sport. It's an art. It's a science. They call boxing a science for a reason, man. You got to understand how to move, how to defend, how to counter. All that shit is hard, man. Boxing ain't easy. That's why everybody ain't doing it. This is not easy.
Big
The
facts.
object is not to get hit. The object is not to get hit. Not in there to stand in a phone booth and go toe to toe with somebody. You want your man to miss so you can counter and knock his ass on the ground, put his ass on the canvas. Boxing ain't no easy sport, man. And it takes a lot of heart to go in there and go mano a mano with somebody and do that shit 3 minutes around for however many rounds. Listen, I did wrestling in high school, and 3 minutes of that shit wore me out. I didn't want to even do 3 rounds of that shit. It was too hard. It's too hard to do that on a professional level, man. You gotta be a different person. You gotta be a different mindset for that. But Deontay's
Word.
not built like that. He just went off of
Like
his pure strength, and that's it.
and like Ed said, Deontay was blessed to box in an era where there wasn't much depth in the heavyweight division. Absolutely.
Facts,
Absolutely.
facts.
Absolutely. The heavyweight division, in my opinion, left it was officially like done in like the 90s, in my
Here's the
opinion.
thing.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Deontay in there with Vitaly Klitschko? Oh,
He would
I,
He
get
would
I
get
picked
wish,
apart.
destroyed.
I wish,
He would get
He would
picked
get
apart.
destroyed.
I wish Klitschko was still around, man.
Klitschko, Lewis, Riddick Bowe, any of those dudes, he would have stood a chance. He would have just been another tomato can in that division during those years. He probably
You know
wouldn't
what
have.
I
He probably wouldn't have made it that far.
you know what I'd like to see him fight right now, just cause I want to hear, come on, champ, let's go, champ. You know what I'm talking about. I want to see him
Oh,
fight fucking Shannon Briggs. Come on, champ.
Shannon Briggs. That man's a
Let's go,
monster.
champ. Fucking Brownsville legend right there, right? He shout outs to
And
Thurston
said the
Howard
best
third with that
heavyweights on the
record.
planet
I like
play
Shannon
power
Briggs
forward in
until
the NBA and linebackers in the NFL.
I, I like Shannon Briggs until he went after Lennox. I was just like, no, no, Shannon, don't do that. And he went hard after Lennox, and I knew it. I said, dude, you gonna get it now.
Like the commenter said before, you don't play boxing, and Ed's is perfect. It said it's tough eating punches for a paycheck. It
Damn
is.
right it is. Damn right it is.
It is,
That ain't
man.
no way
No,
to
it's
make a
not.
living, dogs.
No, yes, it is, because I get my ass whooped for some of that boxing money right now. I'll give two
Go
fucks.
listen to go listen when he releases it. Go listen to the List for podcast where he interviews God Squad. Shout outs to her. He was calling us haters on her on his show, by the way, which
Oh
wasn't
my God.
true. But I digress. But I said that because he made a statement in that episode earlier where he's giving her props for being an independent artist and was talking about, I just want to be myself. Like, I don't want to do nothing for a check that, where if somebody's dictating to me, but then he goes and says how he would do something strange for a piece of change. And then said, nah, I lied. I do. I ain't calling you out. I'm calling people to go to your podcast, but I'm calling
That's
you
what I
out.
want to. But that's what I want to. There's a difference between feeling like I have to and wanting to. Like for the right money,
Yeah,
yeah, I'll do some
word.
strange things. But I'm not. I don't feel like that's selling out. Doing something strange for change is not selling out to me. Doing something that I don't want to do for money is. See what I'm saying? Like I would
I
like for money,
guess.
twerking
I
don't
guess.
bother me. For money, twerking don't bother me. For money, boxing and getting beat up in the boxing ring don't bother me. But if somebody said, Tyrone, I want you to do a podcast with no cussing, and they want to pay me to do a podcast with no cussing, that's gonna bother me. Because I know I'm not
But
being authentic.
Tyrone,
I'm doing fake shit.
it's it's like my man Thelonious once said, you gotta win first to get some real money for getting your pot roast cooked in the ring, sir.
Word. True indeed.
Dude,
True
I'll
You're
get
gonna
beat
have to
indeed.
up
eat
right
a
now
lot of
for 10
punches
grand.
before you see that money.
I'll get beat up right now for 10 grand, bro. For 10 grand, I'll get in the ring and get beat up.
I haven't fought since high school. I'll do that too. I ain't gonna lie.
That's wild.
I've had some fight energy in me. I ain't afraid to get it out.
There's
You know.
there's plenty of bare knuckle boxing matches
No, I'm
available for you to
serious.
get your start.
Serious. I just trained and participated in a boxing event for free. I did that shit for no money. And the fighter that I was supposed to fight, he backed out. He didn't want to sign a waiver for 3 fucking pounds like a bitch. But that's I digress on that. But I just did this shit for free just because I wanted to support my local and I wanted to see if I mean I had the ability to still do it. But I did it for free, so any money is good money for me to box. You know what I mean? That's wild.
Read that.
That's
Read that,
wild.
TJ. Read it out loud, TJ.
You're about to, you're about to do a fight club for McDonald's coupons.
I ain't gonna lie. That
That's
should have come through at
that's
lunch.
hysterical.
No,
I'm
bro.
at work now. That should have come through for lunch.
Then I'll tell you what though. I'll tell you what.
Free
I will fuck
McFlurry.
with my
Free
head.
McFlurry.
Yo, them Popeyes coupons be coming in handy. I'll rumble for them joints. When them joints come in the mail, and I mean, okay, so we get newspapers in Philadelphia, and them Popeyes coupons be in the newspapers, dude. I will go up on somebody's porch and flip that motherfucker out, bro.
Did he just say? Did he just say we get newspapers in Philadelphia? Like niggas those still don't get newspapers
I
anymore.
don't, I don't know if y'all still get newspapers.
He just said
Newspapers are kind of obsolete.
we
No,
read in
not we read,
Philadelphia.
But
not like that. Bro. You know what I
Ty,
mean? Like a
Ty,
lot of newspapers went out of
Ty,
business. But in Philly, we still get them.
you don't have to get the coupons at the newspaper no more. You just got to go on the website and they got the specials right there.
nah, but
it's called I forgot what
TJ,
it's called.
but
You can
but
get good
TJ,
deals.
I'm saying this as a New York because I don't know if Philly has this. But you know them people who still throw those free papers that be like that'll have like supermarket coupons and little
The
logo
penny
shit like that
savers. The penny
in
savers.
the little plastic
Yeah, the
bag
penny
joints.
savers. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a
Yep.
sheet of Burger King coupons at home. I don't have to fight nobody for them, but you know what I'm saying? We still get them, yo. But yeah,
And
man,
here's
23. Yeah, go ahead.
That's crazy.
TJ, here's something you don't know, Mr. Smarty Pants. I have the fucking Popeyes app on my phone, and I get all of the Popeyes deals on my phone. And what them coupons are in that newspaper is not the same shit. Them coupons in that paper be different shit. And plus, I
Yeah,
don't
Yep.
for
like
real.
my kids using, and the other thing is, I don't like my kids using my phone. I don't like them going on my app, but they don't have money on their own. So I give them those paper coupons. You want Popeye here? Take these, go to Popeyes with your own money. Stay off my fucking phone, stay off my fucking Cash App and my
Mm.
shit. So I give my kids those coupons. When they want Popeyes chicken, take these paper coupons, rip them out, cut them out, do what you gotta do with them. Here goes some cash. Get the fuck out of here. You're not using my
Ed said
apps and my cards and my shit.
Ed said Philly has a kid on a soapbox in the middle of town reading the Eagles scores.
Yo, enough of my city. Ed, enough of my city, Ed. I'm just gonna say that.
It's all love and all jokes for me. I consider I don't get to Philly enough, but I consider that like my second city. Just not of just the Eagles fan shit, but I love being out there. Like I love being around and shit out there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my people. I definitely every time I go down there, I always shout out to the homie Ramon. I always try to usually make it a point at least to stop by him, say what's up in North Philly and shit. But I love that city. It ain't no shade. It's just jokes
Right.
and love. You know what I'm saying? Ed's going for Mania. Maybe you might meet Tyrone out there. I don't. I'm not going for that spec. I would love to, but I know them ticket prices are retarded right now.
I'm retarded.
But anyway, but it's 2023. I mean, we're not getting to a full review of the year, man. But just TJ, what were a couple interesting things within this year that you thought so far? And then we'll get into building next week's show. Well, TJ froze again, so Tyrone, you go.
um, so the Jonathan Majors situation, right? It bothers me an awful lot because people don't understand that situation, and
And
so
I don't want to cut you off, but don't give all the details because y'all need to go to the Lisper podcast to hear the details to why it pisses him off so much. But continue.
yeah, yeah. So I I it's just wild to me that so much was being said. I like how you went to my pocket. It's just wild to me that so much was being said about the Jonas Major situation and so many complaints and so many different scenarios or stories are coming out about it. And it's so wild to me because none of these people speaking on it have a clue what they're talking about at all. And they're putting race in it, they're putting the law in it, they're putting all railroading and conspiracy theories in it, and none of that shit is correct. You know what I mean? His situation has nothing to do with any of that, and I know firsthand because I've lived through it. I've lived through his exact situation, like almost to the like equally to what he went through. So it's like that's just wild to me how media and people can just say things on apps and spin shit and make shit go into a whole frenzy and not even have a clue what the fuck they're talking about. You know what I mean? And this man's
Word,
livelihood is affected by it now.
word. Like for me, and then TJ could go as long as he don't freeze again. Like for me, when you talk about like again, people not knowing the whole situation, the whole Israel Palestine situation. I when the thing started to kick off again within its 100-year plus period, I was educated on a lot of shit within that time. And to see who the true aggressor is, to understand why this is going on, to watch people's land go from this whole entire space, the from the size of the cigar to down to what it's up to now, and understanding and learning more and more and more about that whole situation. Like, to me, that was the most eye-opening thing of 2023 for me, because it educated me on something that I wasn't fully educated on. I wasn't totally educated on.
And but here's my point on that, right? You wasn't totally educated on it. I wasn't totally educated on it, and I like to talk my shit. I didn't speak about that shit. I didn't speak about that
Oh
shit at
yeah.
all because I wasn't educated on it. I had no idea what was going on over there, right? So I didn't say shit. I didn't try to spin it. I didn't try to talk about it. And here's my thing: the country that I live in is supporting whoever they supporting in that. And then the people that I'm seeing is going against the country that you live in. I don't even want to be a part of that because, of course, if you go against the country that you live in, you kind of putting yourself in a situation to be shut down. You kind of putting yourself in an awkward, bad situation. And I'm like I said, I might want to, I want to love all people, but I got to think about me and my family first. And so I'm not about to get my podcast canceled, get blackballed, get put out of anything I'm doing, lose any of my livelihood for people that I don't know over there in another country that's getting fucked up. I feel sorry for whoever caused it, whoever's starting it, whoever's fucking up who. It's bad. Children's dying and stuff like that. I'm sorry. But I'm not about to put my I'm not standing on none of that because I
Well,
don't know
well,
in my
what you
country.
said, what you said is part why we never, and we go there on this show, but it's part why we never dove into it just collectively for an episode, is because I don't think any of us were fully educated on what was going on. But I'm paying attention to it, and I would definitely say probably part of the reason why they would want a TikTok shut down is because I learned a lot of it through people educating properly on TikTok, which then made me go look up a lot of the history behind it on TikTok. And not to we're not trying to fully go down that rabbit hole, but to learn that the country who's crying the country who's crying the loudest, or I will say it like this, who we're allowed to see on our televisions cry the loudest, if you do the math or if you do the history and the knowledge on it, they created that. They created that. And it's just, so again, not to stand on it too long for the episode, but just further educating me on the world and what's going on in the world. And unlike you, like, yeah, like I I'm it's about my family first, of course. You know what I'm saying? It's about my family first. But I empathize with people that are in fucked up situations heavily. You know what I'm saying? I empathize with people that are in fucked up situations heavy. And for all of this shit to respark again for what happened, of course that was wrong. Of course it was bad. But when you look at the history of the group who started whatever, I'm leaving names out on purpose. But if you look at the history of the group that started the shit, that started this whole, pro pro the bigger country, and then learn technically these were people who didn't truly have their own land and did what I would surmise to how America was created. Came in, took shit. You know what I'm saying? So learning a lot about that, and again, we're not fully going there, but learning a lot about that conflict and all of that shit, man, it was a real eye opener for 2023. And I appreciated the education. I appreciated, just learning more about the world and what the rest of what's going on, man. But TJ,
Yeah, I'm with you on that. There's a real deep history there that you really gotta do your homework on before you start commenting on that type of stuff. And I've yet to dive into that type of history. But it's going back to what you were saying earlier about, listen, what you saying, people saying misstating and misquoting and bringing all types of other shit into it. Somebody said facts don't matter anymore, and that became very popular. Very popular. Facts do not matter anymore. And once people started agreeing with that bullshit, anything you put out there was valid to somebody because the facts just don't matter anymore. And we need to get back to that truth and facts and real shit, because the people out here today are just bandwagoning on shit. They have no clue what they're talking about, riding for causes that are just going nowhere, and saying shit out of left field and thinking they're right. And it's insane at this point. You don't know who to believe, who to trust. You got to literally do your own homework, because nothing, you can't take anything at face value. Not to say you take everything at face value, but just the basic facts in today's world are just shitted on completely. People do not accept it. Cognitive dissonance is a real thing. They do not accept the truth for what it is. They can't accept
And
the
not to
truth for
cut
what
you,
it is.
and not to cut you, TJ, I just want to build on one point you mentioned, which was again like you having to go and look up your own facts. Like, remember when people used to, especially on Facebook, used to scream, "Oh, doing research ain't on the internet. Doing research like you went to college for it and this and that." Third. I'm sorry, but the information hub that we have nowadays that can give us everything is the internet. And if you don't believe some shit, you can go look up multiple sources. Now it's just really the matter is trusting said sources, because you get a lot of that skew one way and a lot that skew the other. But there's always a middle. There is always a middle somewhere. That's the actual facts.
Yeah, but you got these YouTube university scholars out here. You know what I'm saying? And these Facebook scholars out here who are just, there's bots out here promoting wild shit. There's a lot of fake shit being pushed to sway people's agendas one way or another, because it's like they said, you like what you heard, so that's what you're going to accept. The truth ain't pretty. The truth is never pretty, and it's never going to be pretty. The truth is always going to be ugly, because for its rawness, for how it's delivered, and sometimes it's most of the times it's not what you want to hear. And then when you get hit with the truth, you just like, nah, fuck it. I'm still gonna ride with. How? How? These people are flouting laws and getting arrested every day because they think in their mind, their their way of thinking that the law is correct for what their situation is. And it don't work like that. All those rioters on January 6th and stuff like that, we didn't do nothing wrong. We weren't trespassing. We had a right to be. No, you didn't. You did not. You definitely did trespass. You assaulted people to get to where you need to go. This is wild to me. This is wild to me. When somebody, I don't know who said, but he was just like, facts, nobody, facts are not real anymore. And I was just like, what are you talking about? How can you even fix your mouth to say that?
Well, you know
It's
what's
just
wild?
insane. It's insane.
You know what's wildly insane is that we that it's admitted. It's admitted because I look on TikTok and I look on all these things, and you know what all of these big time people are called on TikTok? All these people that got big followings and make big money on TikTok, they're called influencers, right? And they're called influencers because they have ability to influence people. And so that's what it is. You call them influencers, so you know that a
But that
lot of the
shouldn't
shit they say influence people to believe bullshit. And yet, when it does influence people to
but that
believe
shouldn't
bullshit,
stray from
they
the
actually
facts, Tyrone. That shouldn't stray from the facts, though. That should not stray from the truth,
but
the
It
God's honest truth.
it,
That should not
you're
stray
right.
from the facts.
You're right. It shouldn't stray from the facts, but all it takes is to be influenced in this is fact because I said so. And that's where people fuck up. Is this is fact. When again, and I put up Ed's comment for a reason because it says dudes out here who failed GED exams talking about it's fact. I saw it on YouTube. Part of the problem is YouTube, but part of the solution is YouTube because a lot of the facts are out there in places like that. Like TJ said the words YouTube University earlier. You know how many people go to YouTube to educate themselves on some shit? Just the other day, I'm not gonna say who, what, and where, but they locked their keys in a room, went straight to YouTube to figure out a way to open the lock, open the door without having to break nothing in, without having to call them. and the bitch worked. Learned how to do it on YouTube.
Right.
When I was heavy into Photoshop,
Right.
and when I had the ability to access the Photoshop, things that I thought about that I wanted to get out on screen or on paper, however you want to put it, I went to YouTube to learn how to do it. Like I ordered a Steam Deck, but I had to cancel it. But I'm planning on getting a Steam Deck. The first place I went to was videos that I already watched about the Steam Deck on how to upgrade the hard drive, because that source is right there. The point is the information is there in our hands to go get access and utilize. But it's a matter of weeding out within self who is the right source, which is the right information, especially when you're
It's
talking
it
political.
it's selective. Yes,
Yes, yes, you got to, and sometimes a lot
it's
of people,
selective.
like Tyrone said the word influencer. A lot of people get influenced by way of they'll search just to find someone that co-signs their opinion and then run with it. And that
Yes.
part is a huge problem that happens within a lot of this shit.
Yes.
But we spun within this dope conversation from TJ just mentioning, like, just something from 2023 that just kind of hit like that hits you the most. Like Tyrone brought up the Jonathan Majors, I brought up the Palestine situation. What say you?
Something that hit me the most in 2023. Um. Let's see. It hit me the most. I really didn't get affected by too much. What I really got invested in these last like couple of months is Trump getting all these charges against him and seeing what's going to stick and what's not going to stick. Because I mean, he's got over 90 felony counts. He's not going to beat all those charges. It's impossible. It's fucking impossible to beat all those charges. My thing is the man actually going to do real jail time behind it? And that's where I think that's where my issue is with the whole thing. Because if he doesn't get any jail time, he still thinks he's going to be above the law. He's still going to try to be out there. And now they're taking him off ballots in 2 states. Maine was the second state. I think that just passed that took him off the ballot besides Colorado. So that's a start to keep him out of politics. But I mean, if you have over 90 felony counts, you got to do some time behind that shit. You have to
Word.
do some time behind that shit. You can't get fined out your ass until you got no more money. That's not going to work. You need to be held accountable for your actions, regardless of who you are. And 90 felony counts, when the government charges you or pressures you with crime, 99.8% of the time, your ass is guilty. They already got you. They're just, the trial is a formality for them to put your ass in jail. That RICO shit, the election tampering, all that shit is valid. He's going to lose that, and he's got lawyers folding. All these people that were on his side are either doing time or taking plea deals to stay out of jail to testify against him. But you know, like yeah, it sounds good in theory regarding crime in America. Yeah, it's only good for some people and not all people, right? But I mean, you gotta he's got to be made an example of at this point. He's got to be made an example of,
And
and you
and
can
that's
see
the
it
thing
happening
about it.
within his party. He's bringing his whole party down.
To a point. But
Go
this the
ahead.
thing about it is I agree, an example needs to be set. But if he skates with just paying money, he's going to be president again. Like even with we would need a large majority of states to pull his name off the ballot. But the energy that this country has again, people want to see this ass clown back in office again.
It,
For what I don't know.
I
That is
gotta
true.
I and I gotta say this. I don't want to say it, but I gotta say this, man. For me, because of the type of person that I am, because of the type of way I am, because I I'm always going to be in defense of myself, and I'm always going to be in defense of my actions. I'll take accountability for mistakes, but for the most part, I stand on what I say and what I do most of the time, unless I'm on some bullshit. most of the time I stand on what I say I'm gonna do, and I'm just like, Donald Trump is, for a different phrase of words, for me, stand up nigga. I'm sorry, but Donald Trump to me seems like a stand up nigga because 90 indictments and this man is still like, and I'm still gonna run for president. I'm still gonna
Nah,
do what
bro.
I'm
He's
doing.
throwing everybody.
Yeah,
You can't be standing on your word if you're throwing everybody on under the bus in front of you,
Yeah,
bro.
but
That's
here's
what
that's
you're
the thing.
doing.
there's nothing
No,
stand
He's
up nigga
throwing
about that.
what
everybody.
I, and that's
Yo,
how
He's
y'all
you know
throwing
what's in that?
everybody in front of the bus in front of him.
There,
how
TJ,
I feel about it is
there's
if you
nigga in
present.
that, but there ain't no stand up nigga in that. There's
Now,
nigga in that.
I feel like you stand on business. You saying Donald Trump. I feel like that because I feel like he's standing on business. I feel like he's saying, "Well, yeah, I was in this shit, yeah, this happened," but he was like, "Hey, if a nigga with me and I'm getting in trouble for a whole bunch of shit, even if he did what he did to help me, if I ain't telling him to do it." That's what I'm standing on. Hey, nigga, yeah, that motherfucker did that shit. Yeah, it wasn't legal. Yeah, I ain't telling him to do it.
Yeah,
and
but
if yeah,
Nah,
let's keep it real though. Let's keep it real though.
but that's
He's
not
telling these
that's what
motherfuckers to
happening.
do it and then throwing them under the bus
hey, look,
because it was
you
said
lie
behind
with dogs.
closed doors.
You lie with dogs, you get fleas. I don't feel sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for nobody who got in bed with Donald Trump. And so, yeah,
Right.
you got to stand on yourself. He to
Nobody
stand up
does.
for himself, nigga. He has to. Look,
I
man,
mean, yeah, he's standing up for himself, but
if
with your
you,
choice words of stand up nigga, that nigga, he's
if I,
nigga, not stand up
no, I
nigga.
don't have to. No, I don't have to. I don't have to listen. I have to stand up for me. I have to stand up for my family. I have to stand up for the people I love. I don't have to stand up for a lawyer that was getting paid to do some criminal shit for me. I don't
Ty,
have to stand up for
Ty,
him.
Ty. He will throw everybody and his entire family under the bus if that means he stays out of jail, bro. He'll
We don't
burn his
know that
kids
he
too.
ain't doing that. You
Trust me
assuming
on
he
that.
would throw his family under the
Trust
bus.
me on that.
You just
Yeah,
talking all
The
man.
that.
thing,
Nah, man. His
you,
actions.
you, you know what the
That's
thing
not a
really
fact.
is though is
I'm not
the
saying
thing
it's a
really
fact.
is
I'm just saying.
the thing behind this though really is this though. It's who's going to be the one to achieve that feat? Who's going to set that precedent of a president going to jail? And Tish James is the one that's been pushing the hardest. I don't know if it'll happen, but she's been the one that's been pushing the hardest. But now I feel you though, TJ. Like I get the Trump shit, and it comes and goes with the wind on because you hear about it and then it's silent. Then you hear about it and then it's
Hmm.
silent. And it's obviously a play for us to forget about it. And just like before when he first ran and all the shit that came out then, it was just well again, people are laying out facts, but people had their own minds made up and ran with yeah, but that's yeah, ran with the notion of yeah, but everybody does that. Yeah, but everybody, my uncle did the same thing. Yeah, but this, yeah, but that. And people run with that notion, and it's just
Yeah,
like
but your uncle went
that's
to jail,
relatable.
bro. Your uncle
And
went to
but that,
jail.
right. But I'm saying it in the sense of people feel a sense of relatability and want to run with it and side with it because they seen it.
Hmm.
But like you said, your uncle went to jail while you're caping for somebody who's skating that don't give a fuck. He won't puss on you if you're burning on fire.
Yeah. But I'll tell
Mm-mm.
you this much: Hunter Biden ain't helping.
But he ain't got shit. And see, that's the funny thing that that's the deflection name that they love to run with. That's the deflection when
Mhm.
while the Cheetos son is doing way more, we did way more corrupt shit with other freaking politicians and stuff around the world. This guy is getting caught out there because he's a crackhead and all that other shit. But deflect.
This shit crazy.
But Tyrone, here's the thing though. With Hunter Biden, they had witnesses for Hunter Biden in the Senate, and they testified, and they literally said to them, "We found nothing. We found nothing." Witness after witness after witness that they brought up there, and it was just it was an embarrassing day for the Republican Party because they couldn't nail Hunter Biden to anything they were trying to get him on. They wanted it's a Mickey, it's a circus. It's just a circus, bro. It's all performative. It's all just to distract you from what's going on. They trying to make up the rules as they go along. You see this shit. They just trying to make up the rules as they go along. Now, the chick in the lawyer in Atlanta, they made up a rule that they want to prosecute prosecutors for going after government officials. Like, what
Yeah, right,
kind of
right.
shit is that? Like, all because all because they were going after Trump. Like, they didn't do this 5 years ago. Where was this 10 years ago when they had actual corrupt prosecutors putting black folks and people of color in jail? They didn't go after them then. Now you want to go after them now? Like, come on, man. You know, anytime we level up and try to play their game, they change the rules or they move the goalposts. It's been like that forever, and now they're doing it right in our face, and they don't give
And
a shit anymore.
and it's crazy because we claim to be the best country in the world, right? And our government is a fucking embarrassment, dude. Like stuff like this is fucking embarrassing to see that the government is so stupid. Like this is
It is.
legit. Dumb. It's legit stupidity, and it's just like, and they're playing in our face, and we have to allow it because we live in this country and we
Yes,
benefit
they
from
are.
being in this country. But they playing right in our face, and they take us as a joke, the American people, and our government is embarrassing, bro. Like this shit is a total embarrassment. Both of our presidential candidates are embarrassing the fuck out of our country right now, and one of them is going to be president again. That's
Well,
crazy.
that's
Yes.
weird because
It's
it's
like
that's
it's like
weird
Monk said
because
right here.
he said, and in the very Constitution these cats claim to live to love, look up what the penalty is for treason, sedition, and crimes against the state. And then he sent the link that we can't
Exactly.
click on right now. But see, the one thing is one person looks like a joke because yeah, he be falling asleep and shit. He be studying through words and things like that. But policy wise, and I don't have him in front of me to quote, he's done way more than what the Cheeto did, which put a lot of people in tax hell, put a lot of people in fucked up tax claiming in situations with the IRS. When we thought, oh, you're not happy with that. Somebody said this to my face. Are you not happy with that extra $100 in your check that you get? Yeah, thank Trump for that. Yeah, okay. Whoop-dee. That changed my life. Changed my life. But 2023 definitely was a life changer for many. And it's the close for us as far as this episode is concerned. And so next week, when we do the year in review, I want to take a different approach because I've been having, and a lot of podcasts do this, and normally we don't run with we're doing what everybody else does, but I do want to have some fun with this. I want to kind of make it like an award show where we all pick our own answers for each topic. So let's tonight, and then we'll close out the show. And I got a pen and paper right now to write it down, as you see, old school 4-color drum that I need for work. But let's pick the topics that we're gonna put nominees for. Tyrone, you go first.
Um, I don't know. I want to pick nominees for the asshole of the year. That's something that I can relate to, and that's something that,
Wow.
that gives a wide variety
Wow.
of
That's a
answers.
that's a flooded that's a flooded that- that's a flooded category, my man.
That means we can come
Word.
up with some good nominees and some good reasons why they
But
got nominated. You know what I'm saying?
that's why. So this is what we'll do. And I already wrote down asshole of the year is one of the nominations, one of the awards categories. We'll give we'll each give a runner up, aka, as just a nomination, and a winner for each category that we put down tonight. So TJ, we got asshole of the year. What you got?
Okay. Ooh. Now Todd got me thinking because he said asshole of the year. That was spicy. I like that. Um.
Shout outs to shout outs to TD
Whew,
Jakes.
yes.
And the Power Bottom Award goes
Oh,
to
good. Oh, for the year 2023. Um. Oh, I'm gonna keep it sports because these contracts are out of control. These contracts are out of control. Baseball has done flipped the script again with these contracts, and so I'm gonna go with uh best best representation of an athlete for the year. Best representation of an athlete for the year. Yes, because these agents got these dudes paid this year, and there's outside of baseball, there's a couple of other people that got some serious bread. So I'm gonna go with best representation. I already got a runner up in my mind already, and then I'm gonna go with the winner. But I'm gonna do that.
So I wrote down. So pretty much best sports agent of the year. That's what we want to keep it
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
we're gonna keep the obvious
yeah.
ones: best team, best individual, male and female, and we're gonna keep this in the whole world of sports. So pro wrestling is tied within this too. Pro wrestling is
Okay.
going to be tied within this too. So it doesn't specifically have to be just wrestling, just football, just baseball, yada yada yada. Um, I'll keep it simple, and I'm gonna run with just biggest moment of the year.
And I'm gonna keep it negative again, and I'm gonna say what the greatest disappointment of the year.
Mm.
Mm.
I think I got one for that already. Um, TJ, go ahead. Biggest disappointment slash fall from grace.
Fall from grace. Wow, that changes a little bit.
Step power bottom again.
Mm. Yeah.
So disappointment, fall from grace. TJ, what you thinking of?
Mm?
I said, what you thinking of?
What do you come on? We need some more. Well, we got
Or are
two.
you
How many?
freezing?
Oh, how many we got? Because we got two other guys that gotta put in
Yeah,
their
yeah,
little.
yeah. We'll get there. We'll get there in the in our group chat. But right now
Yeah.
we got asshole of the year, best sports agent of the year, best team, best individual, male, female.
Well,
We'll do the same thing, men, women, sports team for team.
but what I'm saying is we ain't giving out Grammys now, so we don't want 35 awards. You know what
No,
I'm
but
saying?
No.
we're gonna fill the whole show, so we can have as many awards as we want. That just covers the whole scope of 2023.
Okay.
So like I said, so again, asshole of the year, best sports agent, best team, male and female, best individual, male and female, biggest moment of the year, greatest disappointment slash fall from grace. What are you thinking of, TJ?
Uh, um, gotta have something funny. I mean, well, I guess asshole of the year is gonna be funny, but I was thinking,
Oh, I got mine.
I was gonna say best comic of the year, but I mean, there really hasn't been too many comics out there that have been really doing a thing like that. I don't think in 2023. Um, I gotta think on it. I gotta think on it. In the group chat, I have more time to get back to you on that, but I think I might
So
have
keep
one or
thinking
two
because we're
more.
gonna go around. We're gonna go around again. But
Yeah.
I got two that they kind of run together, but we'll keep them separate. I got meme of the year, and so the meme of the year will run with like either either an actual meme, an actual picture, or like something that went viral on TikTok. Well, actually, no, because actually I put meme in here and best viral moment. So it kind of runs differently because like meme of the year, why I was thinking about it, because at work tonight and yesterday when I was at home with my kids, I kept every time we hear like me and my kids, every time we hear the word biscuit, and Tyrone, you should be familiar with this because of TikTok. Every time we hear the word biscuit, we start going, taste the biscuits, taste the goodness of the biscuits. We start singing that shit. Or at work, we was just like the one with the woman that goes, surprise, surprise.
Oh
Surprise,
yeah.
surprise! Like we're doing that shit. So that I added moments and shit like that in meme of the year. And then of course, best viral moment for what the internet shit, like or obviously as we just mentioned, the power bottoms that happened to be very viral. But go ahead, TJ.
So worst sports host of the year, like with
Ooh.
Skip,
Oh yes,
Stephen A, Shannon, you know, Nick, all them dudes. Yes, worst sports personality commenter, however you want to call them, of the
I'm
year.
with
Because
that.
there's a healthy running this year of the bullshit with these guys this year.
I'm with
So
that.
we can definitely
Nick
put
Wright.
that in
Nick
there.
Wright is in my Hall of Fame already.
Nick, right?
I know,
He's the worst.
I know.
But I mean, but also
Chris
too, like
Broussard
when you
is in there
had
too. You know,
but when you Well, I love her. I love watching her on ESPN. But Kimberly Martin went down the Malika Andrews run in just like this past week when
oh, I missed that.
she made comments about Cam Newton because Cam Newton was talking about quarterback play. And it literally was a moment that was like, yo, you never played the game of football on that level. Cam Newton's comments coming from a Heisman Trophy winner, Rookie of the Year, made it to the Super Bowl, was one of the better quarterbacks, one of the best quarterbacks in his time when he played the game. His comments are way more valid than almost any person on TV that didn't play the games ever. And that's kind of how that shit went left. So I'll find some videos, some clips, and some shit to send you. But yeah, like thinking about people like that, Malika Andrews, shit like that, how silent they were about the kid from Oklahoma City and all that. Like, yeah, there's a lot of them. Even Mad Dog Russo some days, even though a lot of times he's pretty decent. Everybody, I'm sure people in there are probably thinking about Kendrick Perkins right now. But Kendrick Perkins is really not that bad. You just hate his opinion because he don't match yours. A lot of people.
Mad Dog Russo has Shaquille O'Neal as the fifth best center in NBA history. So he's up there on my list for the work. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, that
And
was that was a moment.
so,
That was a moment.
so
That was a moment.
yeah.
But
I said
worst
Moses
sports.
Malone was better than Shaq.
How about worst sports show?
Oh.
Yeah, worst sports show. I mean,
What
I,
about
I already
basketball
I already got
too?
I got it.
What
Oh,
about
silence is only because I'm writing.
best event of the year? And that could be any event, best sporting event, best, wrestling event, best award show, just like
Yeah,
events that happen during the year.
I got that. I wrote that down.
Okay.
'Cause, I mean, the sports show. I have my winner and runner up already in the books for me. Two separate networks. I'll just leave it at that. Two separate networks. But
Yeah. Yeah.
what else you got, TJ? How about all right? I
I'm
got
thinking
one
of
for you before
entertainment.
you.
Like,
While you think, I got one for you. Best episode of our podcast.
Oh, that's
oh,
hard.
already. Oh no, there's a couple.
That's gonna be hard
There's a
a little
couple.
bit.
I'm gonna run. I can run that back this weekend, but I know there's a couple that were really good.
I hope it's one of the ones that includes me. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, you in one of them. Voltron slander.
Hey, What about just the overall winner of the year? Like who we think won the year as a person in general, you know?
Good one. Who won 2023?
The Lisbon. Y'all see my belts.
I think I got my winner. I got my winner, and a certain tribe of people might enjoy this one.
Oh,
What you got?
I, I know what's going to be part of the event. That's got to be in the best event of the year, and it's got to be the Alabama boat situation
Oh
with the steel
yeah,
chair and the people getting clocked upside their head. That's got to be. That's
Yo,
got to
don't
be
give up.
one of the best events of the year.
Don't give up the shit.
that could be in a couple of these categories: best
Yeah,
event,
that might be our
best
best
viral,
show.
best viral moment, best fucking memes with all the fucking chair shot memes out there.
Right? Hey, we can have somebody going out. We can have one of these things going out like Lauren Hill at the Grammy.
You should be glad that I even showed up. There's a moment, there's a worst moment of the year for people. That's a good nominee. That's a good
Mhm.
nominee. But let me run through what we got so far for now. But again, asshole of the year, best sports agent, best team, best individual, biggest moments of the year, greatest disappointment slash fall from grace, meme of the year, best viral moments, worst sports host, worst sports show, best sports show, event of the year, best episode of our podcast. Who won 2023? I like this one. It said CM Punk. CM Punk fucked up the bag and still got the bag. He won 2023. In the wrestling world, probably I would give it to Will Ospreay won 2023 in my book across the board in wrestling, actual
So
wrestling, not just the talking. But you think so? What?
who lost 2023 too? Who lost 2023 too?
That
That'd be a good
yeah.
one too.
Who won? Who lost?
Right.
Even who lost kind of ties into the disappointment things like that. But it could be separate.
A disappointment doesn't mean that they actually lost the year, bro. Like,
Yeah, true.
and the
No,
biggest
you're right. You're right.
and the biggest disappointment can be an event. It doesn't have to be a sad person, you know. Who
So
lost 2023
whoever,
as a person?
again, I don't even know who you are, Facebook user. This is the last time. Once again,
No,
oh, is this Big
no.
O actually saying this shit? He said, "How about best member of the show?" I'm gonna
Fuck
say it's
no.
Big O. Is it
We
is
can't do
it
that.
Big O though? Is this Big O making these comments though?
We can't do best member of the show, bro. They trying to that's
Nah,
divide. Somebody's trying to divide and conquer us.
nah. That's what I'm saying. 'Cause I'm like no disrespect, but I'm like LeBron James every year. I'm the MVP, but nah, no, I'm joking. But it is Big O. Big O should know from being on the show. StreamYard.com/Facebook. Well, we almost done anyway. So, but yeah, man. So, since you in the comments, what you got to add on other than best member of the show?
Well, best member of the show needs to show up on time. How you best member? You always late.
best member of the show can't be in witness protection. You got to turn on the lights.
Can't have the feds running in during the episode. Remember the feds ran in on them during one episode? Fucked us all up.
What you say? Well, who did what?
Remember the feds ran in on them on the one episode and fucked the
Oh
whole
yeah,
show
yeah,
up?
yeah, yeah. He
Definitely
said,
part of one of the best episodes we had.
I know that was probably
like
the
like
funniest
Ty
moment for sure.
said, the feds ran in on him. Meanwhile, it was his mother with the belt. But what else? You got something else, TJ?
Oh, he
Did
froze
he
up
freeze
again.
again?
I don't know. Looks like it.
God damn it. But anyway, when he comes back, little final shout out and all that. But this
Well,
is
he
good
moving.
enough for now.
Well, he's
Okay, TJ,
moving.
I was trying to ask, did you have something else? But
Oh.
I guess a big ass raccoon came to chase him out or something.
I don't know. But
You're
yeah,
upstate. But yeah, nah,
how old
we
is he?
done for now. I think it's
Yeah.
enough for now. We'll take it to our group chat for
Mm-hmm.
the rest to fill it out. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We got 15 joints right now. We can get up to like 20 more just to make a nice full show out of it. But this is gonna be funny next week. We're not gonna be on this Sunday with the whole New Year's Eve and all that. So we'll return the following Sunday back regular with
Okay.
the real 2023 Star 5 Award show, which is again the annual recap show. We're just doing it differently. And yeah, y'all know what to do. I forgot to have the scroll on the bottom, but the star5podcast.com, the Star 5 Podcast on Facebook group. Remember, when you're looking for the original Star and 5 podcast, look for that black and white logo that you see on the back of the screen. Hooksrub.com. I forgot to keep the box up there because it looked like the homie Wiki Ian might be doing a HHDG Media podcast, changed up the background and shit. But hooksrub.com, 20% off your order using the code START5. Tyrone.
Yeah, this was fun. I can't wait till next week to wrap up. I'm doing my wrap up show probably tomorrow at my regular scheduled time. And yeah, this was fun. I'm waiting till next week. And like I said, it's kind of cool that we can just come on and just like, wing shows. But it's a lot better when we prepared. You know what I mean? Even though we can come on and do whatever we want, but being prepared, those shows usually work out a little bit more smooth and better because we already got what we gonna say in our mindsets and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to next week. Um, this year is over, man, and next year it wasn't looking too bright for me, and now the business has picked up. So next year well, I say it every year, but next year might be the year for me. I feel like I'm going into the year with a different confidence than I had a few months ago, and you guys are part of that confidence. And so I'm so grateful for this opportunity that you've given me. You know what I mean? And I always want to reiterate that.
Word, word. TJ, final shout out till we out of here. You're
Uh-oh.
not frozen because you're moving. Would
Can you hear?
you
Maybe
like
he
to
can't
close
hear.
out the show, TJ?
Yeah, technology is failing me this evening, yo. I apologize.
So we have the final shout out if you want to catch up. We out. All right, I guess we out.
Yeah, I guess he can't.
Peace to
Can't get.
All
Disabled
right.
Planets. Peace to Ishtar.
Oh, he got
What
to
was the
see.
other one? There was a third one. He got the peace sign in. I think that's
Yeah, I
enough
got the.
failure for the night. We out. Peace.
Peace.